God, I just gotta make another spiritual journal flow because I'm pulling into this gas station and there's a lot of cars and it's taking a while, right? Just waiting for the cars patiently. And there were some spots that were kind of iffy that I could have turned, maybe not. I was gonna go when I felt comfortable, but then the van behind me starts honking, and then I start feeling the person's energy, and it's like pushing me to freaking be impulsively turn, and it's like dangerous. And I'm like thinking like, God, this is dangerous. I can feel this person's energy like getting me to do something that I feel uncomfortable doing. So and I just kept saying out loud God, I'll go when I feel comfortable. Don't be impatient and pushy. And this is how people are, and people that are energetically sensitive. This is how a lot of people are. People that are energetically sensitive. There's Bill. I like Bill. People that are energetically sensitive can get whipped around by this stuff. And it's until we build a sturdy foundation and really recognize and wake up to these things, because that was an awakening. I've always been experiencing that my whole life, but I've never really fully woken up to whoa, that's why I feel like I need to freaking go. And it's not a good thing. We can't and it's not even just energy, it's people manipulating us. Anytime that someone talks you into doing something that you don't want to do, it's a form of manipulation. Right? You don't feel comfortable doing, that's manipulating someone into doing something. So this bullying and pushing people around and God, people are just reckless and unconscious. They're unaware of their self. Because my experience with this bully, if he was aware of his self, of how he was treating me, he wouldn't do that. If he was aware of how I felt with how he treated me, he would be aware of himself. And then he'd be forced to feel shame, sadness, owning that part of himself, humiliation. That's why humility has way much more than pride. When you're in the humility, but pride's also a good thing. But I think sometimes we need to know when to be humble and respectful, because that means that your reference point, your size, your level of will in this universe compared to another level of will. We can't control the weather, we're at the mercy of the rain. The farmer is, we have a say, but the will of the weather is stronger than ours. I hope that makes sense. I'm kind of losing my train of thought. I feel like I'm going to be done making this message. I feel like I'm turning into a totally different person. I feel like I'm turning into a totally different person. I'm becoming more down to earth and grounded. And it does feel like I'm falling from grace, like how Matt Kahn says. But I'm not falling from grace. I'm getting more integrated. And I'm afraid of failing. It's overcast and a dreary kind of humid day. And I'm sitting at the gas station. I'm thinking should I go get a 16-ounce beer and have a beer and get a thing for my Jewel Pod? because I've gone like all day today without any Jewel Pod stuff, and I didn't use any yesterday either, and I feel like kind of in control. You know, I just need to use my will, and right now I just don't want to use my freaking will, you know. But, you know, I went all day yesterday without it, and I've gone today without it, you know, and so I feel pretty proud that, you know, I'm not like freaking out. Man, the energy's like really intense. It feels really good. And sometimes when the energy feels really good, you know, I just want to like, it depends how the energy is, you know. Sometimes, like, and this is my shadow. This is like my winter shadow that came up. Like, because I went from this pristine, pure, fasting, green smoothies, vegan, like, very strict diet to like becoming less strict, which is kind of what we go through on the spiritual awakening. We get really, a lot of times people get really strict, really pure, and then they have to eat those foods that, you know, well, you don't have to. I mean, I'm not saying be unhealthy, so there's a balance. But like a hypochondriac, like if you eat that cheese, it's not going to kill you. If you drink a little bit of fluoridated water, it's not going to calcify your pineal gland. You know, like, it's good to drink good, clean water. You know, it's good to not drink beer, you know, but drinking a glass of wine or a 24 or 16 ounce beer, whatever, once a week or once a year, every now and then, isn't too bad either. You know, it's not going to kill you. Sometimes we need to, it's kind of like becomes our taboo as we awaken. And then we like, it makes us feel good to allow ourselves to experience that. You know, it felt like we were holding ourselves back from something, you know. Oh, lightning. I feel the energy. Whoa, I feel that. Wide-eyed and hopefully while this... I'm trying to think of what else I wanted to say. And I just want to be fully open and honest. You know, that doesn't mean that I have to share personal things, but I'd be fully open and honest and stay in my integrity. You know, like, I promote health and self-love, you know, exercising, having a good spiritual practice. First, starting with eating healthy and getting exercise, right? You know, but I also want people to honor their process. And so that's kind of my integrity. It's like, you know, I don't think alcohol is the best for us. There are certain ways that I feel like it could serve us, and it's not, you know, da-da-da-da. You know, people can drink responsibly. You know, people can use cannabis responsibly. And some people can't. And some people have problems. And, you know, I don't know if beer will be a part of my future. You know, I do have a lot of passion for fermenting. You know, not just beer. Like, I made wine. I've made kombucha, you know. And I do appreciate the effects of alcohol. It relaxes the nervous system. It gets rid of anxiety. It helps open you up. And when I was younger, it helped me, you know, dance with that girl at the bar. It helped me do things I otherwise wouldn't normally do. And I totally need, you know, alcohol was a good thing for me, but also was very toxic. And so when I got older, I stopped. And after I stopped for a while, you know, I decided to kind of re-experience it in a more spiritual, loving sort of way. And self-loving and respect for my body, you know. And it's like, you know, like, you injure a plant a certain way and more nutrients will go to that flower and the flower will get bigger compared to the other ones. So it's like, you maybe, you know, if you not put toxins in your body, then maybe your body doesn't develop that immune system. Maybe that's not really how it works with toxins. Maybe. Or I don't know. Like Europeans don't, like, livers are used to alcohol compared to people in East Asia because I'm going on too much about this. Because it's in their ancestry, in their DNA. Same with milk. I don't know. I feel like I'm lost with what I'm trying to explain. I enjoy talking and making these videos and expressing myself, and it feels like every time I make these videos, it's like right after something happened, and this is just like my journal where I'm expressing my raw emotions as much as I feel comfortable expressing, on YouTube. And maybe I'm saying things that people don't need to know, but honestly, I have some pretty good, these experiences that I'm having, these lessons of growth, in me sharing them with people helps people, it helps people not feel alone that are going through the same thing, so I encourage people that watch this to make their own videos, sometimes I think like maybe I should just stick to music and just do throat singing videos instead of trying to, vent my frustrations in a constructive way to help others, because that's what this is. Or, yeah, getting better at channeling. But Cal Forever here. Thanks for listening. Peace.